Hello, everybody. Welcome to Yoga for Self-Love with Kim. I am Kim. This will be about a 15-minute gentle practice to open up through the heart space and also through the upper back, the thoracic spine. Grab a blanket for the practice today. If you don't have a blanket, you could use a towel. And if you don't have that, that's fine. You can work around. Bring yourself to your mat and into a comfortable seated position. You can sit up on the blanket if you like, or you could use a yoga block here, sit up on a block, or bolster, or pillow. So you have a neutral alignment through the pelvis, not rolling back too far or tipping forward too far, but feeling pretty neutral here so that the spine can rise up and out of the pelvis, finding a nice upright alignment through the spine, following the natural curves of your spine. And close your eyes. Root down through your foundation, your sitting bones, your pubic bones. Let the feet, the legs, hips, pelvis all get heavy and root down towards the earth. And find some buoyancy up through the spine. Wiggle the sides of the body long. Imagine some spaciousness up through the spine. Decompression of the spine. Imagine some space in between the vertebrae. Some juicy spinal discs. Reach up through the crown of the head. Take a moment to allow yourself to arrive. Let go of where you're coming from, where you may be going next. Just allow yourself this time for you, for your yoga practice. This time for you to be present with yourself, body, mind, breath, and spirit. Letting go of everything else for now. You can deal with all of that later. This is your time. Begin to check in with yourself here, just noticing how you feel. How does your body feel? How does your mind feel? How does your energy feel? What is going on for you? As always, I invite you to bring in the intention to be gentle, kind, patient, loving, compassionate with yourself. You are worthy. You deserve love and compassion. Begin to bring your focus to your breath. Taking nice, deep, smooth, steady breaths in and out through the nose. As you inhale, imagine drawing the breath in through the nose, all the way down the spine, down into the pelvis. And as you exhale, release the breath from the pelvis back up through the spine, up and out through the nose. Take a few nice deep breaths. Inhaling down to the pelvis, feeling the belly expand all the way around. And exhaling, drawing the belly back in towards center, releasing the breath up, out through your nose. And then we'll begin to add the arms into our breath now. So now as you inhale, again, still imagining drawing the breath in through the nose, down into the belly, down into the pelvis, reach the arms up and overhead. And then as you exhale, again, imagining the breath rising back up out of the pelvis, up and out through the nose as you bring the arms down, back to the sides. So you follow your breath a few more times here, a few more breath cycles. Inhaling, arms reach up. Exhaling, arms come back down. then release the arms back down to the sides. You can keep the eyes closed here or begin to flutter the eyes open and find a soft, steady gaze. Then we'll keep the breath going. This time we'll reach the arms up on the inhalation. Then as you exhale, bend the elbows, bring the elbows down to the sides. So bring the arms and the fingers out to the sides, almost as if you're forming a W with the arms out to the side, elbows coming down towards the rib cage. And you can feel the shoulder blades sliding along the back. Inhale, reach the arms up, fingertips come up towards each other. Exhaling, elbows come down. You bring yourself back into this W shape. Shoulder blades slide down the back. A few more times. Inhaling, arms reach up. Exhaling, arms come back down. And now reach the arms out in front of you. Interlace your fingers. Turn the palms. So the palms will come in, or backs of the hands will come in, palms will reach forward, and then slowly, as you root down through your foundation, begin to reach the arms up. So arms come overhead. Release the arms down to the sides, and then bring the arms back in front of you. Again, interlace fingers, flip the palms. So palms are facing forward, tops of the hands facing inward. And then again, as you root down through the foundation, sit up nice and tall, reach arms up. Release the hands back out to the sides. One more time, bring the arms in front of you, interlace fingers, flip the palms out, arms reach up. Now keep the arms where they are. Again, wiggle the sides of the body long, find that nice long spine. And now turn the palms, palms come together, bring the finger pads together, pull the palms apart, bringing the hands into sphere mudra or hakini mudra. Reach up through the fingers, feel the opening across the chest, opening through the upper back. And then hands come together, back down to the heart. Now find your way over onto hands and knees and bring yourself into table position. If you like, you could use your blanket here and just put it underneath the knees to give yourself a little bit of padding. And then from here, keep the hips where they are, line up over the knees, and lower yourself down onto your forearms. Now we'll take the right forearm, bring it in, so it's maybe parallel-ish towards the top of the mat or at a little bit of an angle here. So root down into that right forearm and begin to lower your forehead down towards the right arm. And as you do that, walk the left arm forward. You can have the left palm down, maybe the forearm down, or you could lift up the left elbow, maybe even come up onto left fingertips. And take a few nice, deep, smooth breaths here. And then walk that left arm in, and then we'll switch now. Take that left forearm so it's sort of parallel-ish across the mat or maybe a little bit of an angle. Lower your forehead down to rest on the left arm and walk that right arm forward, either palm down, maybe forearm down, maybe palm down with the right elbow lifted, or maybe you come up onto right fingertips. Few nice, deep, smooth breaths here, breathing into the upper back. And then walk that right arm back in, bring the forearms parallel-ish again, forearms down on the ground. You can stay with the forearms down here, drop your forehead down to the mat, or tuck a block or a blanket underneath your forehead, or walk the arms forward. And again, palms can come down to the mat, maybe the forearms down to the mat, or maybe you roll up onto finger pads here. Again, nice deep breaths, breathing up into that back body, up into the back of your lungs. And then walk yourself back in. Come back up to sit on the heels. Now take your thumbs up into your armpits. Draw the belly in and use the thumbs to lift up the armpits, lengthening up through the spine, finding that space again in between the spinal vertebrae, finding some spaciousness, some plumpness, some juiciness through those spinal discs. And now take your hands around to the back of the rib cage. Draw the elbows in towards each other. Hug in through the belly. Lift your heart up. And now bring your hands around to your lower back. The fingers can point up or down or inward. Draw the elbows in towards each other. And then feel that lift up through the heart. And then release the arms here. Now we'll come up into table. Roll through a few rounds of our cat-cow. Inhale, soften the belly, lift the tail, lift the heart. Exhale, press into the hands, round up through the back. Move through this cat-cow a few more times. You follow your breath. Keeping it nice and easy here. And bring yourself to a neutral spine. And now we'll inhale again, lift the tail, lift the heart, finding your cow pose. This time as you exhale, press into the hands, round up through your back, and draw your bum back towards your heels. Then soften the elbows, begin to pull yourself forward, coming back through your table and into your cow pose. Belly drops, heart lifts. Again, round up through the back, find that cat pose, and then bring the bum back to the heels. Soften the elbows, bring yourself forward again through your table into your cow, and then one more time, find that cat pose, round up through the back, bring the bum back to the heels, and then bring yourself up into table pose here. Tuck toes under, press into the hands, lift the hips up and back, keep lifting up through the armpits, and then walk yourself up to the top of your mat. And then from standing here, we'll take thumbs into the armpits, root down through the feet, down through the legs, draw the belly in and up, lengthen up through the spine, lift up through the heart. Take the hands around to the back of the rib cage, elbows draw in towards each other, root down through the feet, lift the heart up. Maybe you lift the gaze up a little bit here. And then we'll take hands around to low back now, elbows hug in, belly draws in, heart lifts. Maybe you shift the gaze up. And we'll take arms up over the top of the head, bring the finger pads together, sphere mudra, and then bring palms together. Now bend your elbows, drop the hands back behind the head, press into the feet, hug in through the legs, lift up through the belly, lift up through the heart, lay the head back in the arms. And then arms come back up, hands come back down to the heart. Now interlace fingers behind the back, elbows bent here. Can keep the elbows generously bent or maybe bring the arms a little bit straighter. Still keep some softness through the elbows. You pull the hands away from the low back. Find that openness across the chest. And then soften the knees. Fold yourself forward. Bring the belly to the thighs, hinging from your hips. And then either hands can stay at low back or you pull the arms up off of the back, reaching the arms up overhead. And then slowly begin to spin the heart over towards the left. As you do that, arms will move over towards the right. Bring yourself back to center. Slowly spin the heart over to the right, arms over to the left. You can straighten the right leg a little bit. Bring yourself back to center. One more time to each side. Spin the heart over to the left, arms over to the right. Maybe bring that left leg a little bit straighter. And then back through center. Heart spins to the right, arms over to the left. And then bring yourself back to center. Hands come back to the low back. You release the hands down. Now bend your knees. Sit your hips back. We'll take the arms forward, coming into a chair pose. Hands to rest on the thighs. And we'll find a little cat-cow here in our chair pose. Inhale as you lift the heart up. Exhale as you curl in, chin to the chest, round up through the back. Belly draws in and up. Inhale, lift the heart up. Exhale, curl yourself in. One more time. Inhale as you lift the heart up. Exhale, curl it in. Come back to your chair pose. Arms reach forward and then fold yourself in. Forward fold. Shake out your head. Hands can come to the mat or grab elbows. And if you like, you can begin to sway the hips, swing the arms. Bring yourself to center. Hands to the mat. Step yourself back out into your downward dog. And then lower your knees down to the mat. Come back to sit on your heels. Now grab a hold of your blanket or your towel. And I'm going to take my blanket like this. It's in this little rectangle shape. I'm going to roll it up. So make a little, almost a little log. Looks like a little log here. Now take your blanket or your towel, put it perpendicular or vertical up and down your mat here. We'll use this for our little Shavasana to get some opening through the chest here. So come to sit in front of your blanket. Slowly lower yourself down. So maybe you have a little bit of space in between the bum or the low back and the blanket. Slowly begin to ease yourself down so the blanket lines right up with your spine. Head on the blanket. If you need a little bit more height for the head, you could curl up the end of the blanket or even use another blanket. Now you can keep knees bent here, feet down on the mat, feet about hip width, or you could take the feet a little bit wider and let the knees knock in towards each other. Close your eyes. Rest, relax. Enjoy the gentle opening, expansion of the heart space. And feel free to stay here for as long as you like. If you prefer, you could send the legs down the mat. And then bring one hand to heart, one hand to belly. Connect in. Come back to your intention to be gentle, loving, patient, kind, compassionate with yourself. You are worthy. You are awesome. You deserve to be loved. Release your hands and slowly roll yourself off of your blanket over to one side. And then press into your hands. Bring yourself back up into a seated position. Let's take palms together at your heart. May you feel safe. May you be healthy. May you be happy. May you live with ease. May your heart be open to love, compassion, and may you know joy. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today with love and gratitude. Namaste.